Cold too.
Oh,
Hi, everybody. Welcome to SiSTAR Weekly Chat. I'm one of the co-hosts, SiSTAR Shayla, and
I'm Sister Dajanna. Hello, everyone. Coming from Cali, Colombia to the world.
so this is going to be a really quick chat. I know normally we do like an hour, but it's supposed to be just 30 minutes. So, of course, we're going to get into the news, the tip of everyone's tongue. This week, and just like last week, this is kind of really sad, challenging news. So, I'm actually going to show you guys, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about what's going on in Colombia, where Sister Dajanna is, and then we'll bring on Monica with Sankofa Homeschool. So let me show you guys the terrible thing that's going on right now. So I can share this. And sorry guys, we were late, but you know how it goes. All right, here we go.
At least 15 people have been killed in Malawi and Mozambique as Cyclone Freddy battered the region for the second time in a month. Torrential rain caused flooding and mudslides as it made landfall in Mozambique on Saturday night before hitting neighboring Malawi on Sunday. Meteorologists say the looping pattern, which has seen Freddy strike the region twice, is extremely rare. NGOs say the rain and high winds have caused a lot of destruction, with trees fallen down, roofs blown off, and buildings and homes damaged.
Wow.
But with communications and electricity supply in the storm area still down, the full extent of the damage and the number of casualties is not yet clear. The United Nations says, however, that more than 500,000 people are at risk of being affected in Mozambique this time round. Freddy is on track to become the longest cyclone on record.
All right. So before we have our discussion about the tip of the tongue, I just want to give a moment of silence if we can, Sister Dahana, for 10 seconds while we ask our ancestors, our spiritual guides, if you have a Christianity belief or any belief that you have, just ask them for support. So let's start the 10 seconds. Okay, thank you. Okay, so talk to me, sister. Like I saw the news, it's terrible. It was so it's specifically speaking about Malawi and Mozambique. It is terrible. Like I saw like this huge road just separate,
Wow.
water up to your breast. I mean, it's really terrible. It's really
Wow.
terrible. And it's one of the few times to my knowledge that this happens in that particular region. So again, thoughts and prayers. You guys had something kind of this similar in Colombia. Could you tell us about that?
We actually just had like two earthquakes the other day, but
Hmm. Wait,
I mean,
when?
Colombia has a tendency to shake, but people don't know that. But
Hmm.
the planet actually moves on a daily basis.
That's right.
Um, The thing is, I don't call it an earthquake. I call it more of a tremor because it never impacts as hard as an earthquake that we're used to seeing. But
Hmm.
one that hit the other day and it was felt in Medellin, even though the epicenter was in a whole other state, it was felt all the way to Medellin. It was like a 5.9. Now
What?
that, yeah, it was hard. And then yesterday, one of the girls in my black women's group, she's off on a mountain right now behind the Jesus Christ statue. There's a whole little town. This is part of what we call rural Cali. A lot of people live in mountains behind the mountains. It's
Mhm.
literally behind the mountains, literally behind the city. And she commented, I feel like I felt a little earthquake. And I have a client that's here that comes every year from Bermuda. Shout out to Dean Lightborn. Uh, he comes every year. I help him out with some wellness things like going to get blood work or a chakra alignment. he might get a colon cleanse or going to the chiropractor, just some wellness things he needs a translator for. So he hires me for that work. But he's always on top of the earthquakes and tremors that happen in Colombia. So he was like, sis, I think I felt something. And I'm at the mall having a few drinks with some tourists. I'm like, oh, I didn't feel a thing. Like I'm at the mall. Sorry, I would have died at the mall if it was really bad. But thankfully, it's never really that bad. I felt some really hard ones though that I thought, like, you know what, this might be the end. Being on a 9th floor of a penthouse, a penthouse 9th floor, and then Colombia was trying to qualify for a World Cup. We hadn't been to a World Cup in over 16 years. So everyone was like really rooting for Colombia, and they scored a goal. And literally you felt like the whole country said, "Goal!" But then not even a second later, and it just shook really bad. And it felt like the whole country felt it, because it was in many different parts of the country. People were reporting on Facebook like, did you feel that? Did you feel that? We all felt it. I think it was the roar of the goal from everyone. It was the energy. It was literally everyone's energy that made the country shake.
That's crazy.
But yeah, yesterday, actually, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, some people, it was yesterday, actually, they felt a slight tremor around Cali, and the epicenter was actually about an hour and a half away from the city. So Colombia's Pacific coast sits on the Ring of Fire. So there have been times where they've said, oh, a tsunami is coming, like to my city, to Buenaventura, where I was born. But it never happened. The most we get is rain. That's what we get. But as far as like tsunamis or other things like that, we have had hurricanes. This happens in the Caribbean. And for example, in the island of San Andres, which lies between Nicaragua and Jamaica, they were hit by a Cat 5 back in 2020, November of 2020. This one island had the eye next to it.
Oh, wait.
Hours.
Let me see if Monica. Hold on. Let me see if Monica is ready, because I know she gotta get her child, like, something to do with school. Let me see, Monica. Let me see if she's ready.
I'm here.
Hi, I told you who was going to
Hi.
Hi, SiSTAR.
How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm fine. Thank you for understanding me. And I was on a Zoom call and I saw your message. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't put it on my calendar.
I'm just happy to honestly have you on a call. Sorry, guys, my cat is very needy. He just wants love all the time. So he's always in my face. And if I don't get him, he paws at me. So anyway, SiSTAR Monica, I know you have to go soon. We want to make this a quick SiSTAR chat. Tell us about Sankofa. How'd you get started? Did you pivot since COVID, since everything is virtual? And what can parents expect from you and from your organization?
Okay. Well, thank you for having me here. And let me just say, I love what you do. I love being a partner with you.
Likewise.
So Sankofa actually started back in 2004. We were a group of Mocha moms who really enjoyed being with our children. And we wanted to figure out a way where we would always end up at the same events at the same time, so that our children would have these experiences together. Because way back then, most stay-at-home moms and homeschoolers didn't look like us.
Right.
And so we started a group, myself and some other moms. And at first it was just a Yahoo group, a meetup group. And then over the years, many of us realized that we enjoyed being the primary educators of our children. And so we called it Sankofa. And we started from there, and we were just supporting one another, field trips and curriculum and what are you doing and let's get together and all of that. And after about 7 years of running around the DMV, we said, you know what? How about we have one day where we come together and offer classes for our children? And we would look within our community to find the talent, to find the teachers, someone who may have, been an artist or a writer who had a business, something to share, a gift to share with our children. And so that in 2011 is when we started the collective, and the collective is a part of the community, and it's where we offer our classes. And so from 2011 to 2019, we were in person. We met first at a recreation center, and the children loved that. They would all tell you that their favorite class was recess. Then we moved to the Adinkra Cultural Arts Studio because we added African drumming and African dance to our classes. And that was such a beautiful time because it was a beautiful space. The space was always charged and energized because a lot of spiritual events took place there. And then there was COVID. And so people have been asking us over the years if we offered online classes, and we were like, no way. That's a lot of work. But when COVID happened, we didn't have a choice, and we had support from another organization, BEN, the Black Education Network. And so the pivot was we went virtual. And the blessing was we were able to serve more people, have more reach. We have families in Nigeria, in Ghana, all over the United States. And we realized that, hey, we like this. And so we went from just Fridays to Tuesdays through Fridays. So now we offer classes virtually, all virtual. They're open to anyone, whether you're in public school or you homeschool or you're in Zimbabwe. If you want to enroll in Sankofa, you can. And we partner with you, Shayla. We partner with Splendid's Language Arts, and we offer African languages by people who are not just native speakers, but by people who are in their country. And that's what I love the most. And so this session, I'm really excited because we have some new classes.
I saw those new classes. Tell them about these new classes.
Okay, so we're offering a class called By the Block. And this is taught by two brothers out of Philadelphia who teach young people about the importance of home ownership and real estate.
Love it.
And then we have another class called Intro to Womb Manhood. And this is a class for young girls coming of age. It's taught by Inya Njideka, who is also out of Ghana. She is the founder of Fawahuri Sua. Hope I'm pronouncing this right. She's been a longtime homeschooler. Her daughter is in college now. And so we are so excited to partner with other educators, other programs, because when it's about the children, it's not about competition.
Absolutely.
We want the children to have access to everything. So,
it's about service, right? Like it's about not just giving back. So I know people use the word, it's about giving back. Well, it is. But in reality, we're trying to give our children things more unique than what we had and better than what we had. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was born in 1980, and I still don't know a lot about finance. Over the years, I learned about financial literacy in real estate because obviously, I'm a real estate agent outside of this. I know it in that perspective as an adult, but if you imagine the kind of legacy and the kind of wealth we could have built for our families if we could have knew this type of things early on.
Even me, if I had known, like I'm telling my son, he inherited some money from his grandmother, and I told him that her inheritance, she is giving you a legacy for you to begin the same and for you to have something that you can pass on. And so this class is perfect timing, and I think it's divine that the brothers are out of Philly and his grandmother was in Philly, and so I think that exposing our children to these kinds of things, and most importantly, to show them that they are the center of their education, not an extra, not a Black History Month, not a slavery,
Right.
I just, we start at the beginning. There was life before our ancestors were enslaved, were taken. Teach it from the real perspective,
Right. Absolutely.
And we also have
like The Woman King, for example. And I'm so happy that movie came around because it opened such a beautiful door for us to have that conversation, right? And now you run a whole class. Like, thank you so much, honestly, for being the flagship and having that drive to do what so many people talk about and they never actually do. You know what I mean? Like, let's have this. And they never do it. You and Sister Jessica, y'all did it. And it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. And
we were on a call this morning trying to fix these kinks and stuff because, we want so many families to have access to these classes because it really, I think sometimes parents don't really understand how having a place where you feel good and where you feel empowered can impact the rest of your classes.
Feel good. Feel good.
Feel included.
Right.
And just the areas where a child may, drag their feet or may not feel so sure. Sometimes this other piece can create that balance where it even empowers them to want to do better in those other classes.
Yep. Extraordinary work, Sister Monica. Extraordinary work. I'm just proud to be a part of Sankofa. You know that. Like, we offer the French, the Swahili, and we interested in whatever you guys need our help.
And
we're
the
like
Woman King and the Ga. I mean,
yes.
I really like the Woman King. Like, are you serious? Like, we have someone who's a descendant teaching the class. Come on now. There should be a waiting list. I should have people like sending me, begging to be in the class. These are grand opportunities, and we cannot disregard them, and we can't
because our people have been disregarded for so long.
Yeah.
Our mental health has been disregarded. Our physical health has been disregarded. What we give to the world has been disregarded. And it's typically in the United States and other parts of the world only celebrated for 28 days.
28 days. And it's so much more than that.
So, Colombia only celebrates it for 1 day.
Oh my God.
But specifically Afro-Colombian month is in May.
Oh.
There's like 1 day that they actually like have a whole thing or like a shebang on TV because that's all they do.
That's so crazy. So just happy you're here. I actually put your website in the ticker at the bottom, so you guys see at the bottom ticking along. That's the website where you can register your kids now. It doesn't matter if they live in Zanzibar, Nairobi, Accra, Colombia, Cali, Mexico, wherever in the world. We got you. We got you. Sankofa has you. Amen. So in closing, I know you got a quick lickety split as my 4-year-old
I'm so sorry I can't hang out.
It's fine. I mean, it's always going to be some time. We're going to keep doing this and grow the audience. So we just started. This is only the 3rd episode. So anything you want to leave the audience with? Legacy wise, like, because it's obvious it's going to be housed forever. So
I just want to say that we all have gifts and we all have something that we can share to just make life more beautiful for us as a people. And there's no competition. There's room for us all. There's plenty of food on the plate. There's plenty of food on the table. So we can just work in unity to move forward.
Absolutely. And there's so much of a need, supply and demand. So thank you so much. May the Most High bless you. We're going to let you go next week. Oh, actually, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. I know you got to get your kid. So
thank you, Monica.
Monica out.
It was a pleasure.
I love her. So what is Dajanna next week? this is kind of your topic. You're going to be leading it tomorrow. I'm going to take the second stool. It's intimacy. We're going to talk about intimacy. Remember, no, you said it. You said it in chat.
Yeah, I definitely want. It would be nice to talk about it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We may have a special guest, or we may not. But you're going to be leading that conversation, Miss Dada, Miss Hermana, Miss SiSTAR.
I will be happy to.
So that's next week, same time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. All the other times are in the what you call it, description box. But we're here every week. We're trying to keep it consistent. Shout outs to Sister Limpho. She couldn't come on because they're having electricity issues in South Africa. Shout out to Sister Tosin. Don't know where she at today, but I'm sure it's probably electricity issues. It's always something. So, but I'm just happy we were here to forge what we got to keep doing. We got to keep growing the audience, keep sharing it with other people. So please like, subscribe, put on your notifications, and come have a chat with us every week, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard. Sorry, guys, I look like this. We just giving life to the purpose today. Didn't put no makeup on. We just giving life to the purpose, honey.
We're here. We showed up. That's the most important.
Here. We're SiSTAR. We're right now. So, anyway, thank you guys for viewing. If you guys have any questions or would you like to co-host with us, please message us. You can. I think we have our information over in the description box. Until next time, have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.